Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we're discussing a model launched in 2018 with an extraordinary factory option strap. This is the Moser Cie Pioneer Center Second Cosmic Green, 42.8 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel. This is how Moser does a sports watch. So 14.1 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 50.4 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. You can see it's a large watch. I actually recommend it for wrists my size or larger. I think my size, just fine. If your wrist is a little bit smaller, you're going to want to go for one of the smaller models, one of the 40s, either with fixed or rotating bezel. The watch is, however, low enough with a sloped case flank and a dramatically domed sapphire, so I do think you could fit this underneath a jacket cuff, if not the absolute tightest of dress sleeves. We'll do the down the barrel shot so you can see how much clearance I have on each side. We'll do over the top, and you can see the lugs pretty much are right out to the edge of my wrist, though not quite over. And then one more cuff shot. Taking a look at the strap, you may be surprised to know this is a Moser factory strap. There it is right there, Moser Cie. You can see plenty of striations on the bottom to gain purchase on the wrist and hold it fast, as well as perforations for venting. No crimping, no gouging. This is a brand new Moser factory strap, and it is paired with a matching stainless steel Moser pin buckle. Now, Moser, like de Bethune, tends to match buckles to case designs, so you can see the coining on the profile of the buckle, as well as the contrast between polish and satination. And then you can see the coining in the case flank, as well as the contrast between polish and satination. The recesses of the case feature that coining, and then we have polished flanks that give way to a satin finished set of lugs, and the case hood just below the bezel is satinated all the way around. You'll also appreciate here we have a Moser branded crown that introduces media blasting for a third type of finish on the watch, and it is a screw down. The watch is 120 meters water resistant. You can also see there's a very faint faceting across the lug hoods and the lug ends. It's there, but it's subtle. The bezel is domed and polished, and it gives way to a dramatically cambered sapphire over a cosmic green fumé fade. So fumé is smoked, and this is very much a smoked dial. Light at the center, dark at the edge. Moser Cie out of Schaffhausen, Switzerland, is in the German-speaking part of Switzerland. And out of Schaffhausen, they are, of course, the other fully integrated manufacturer in town. But whereas IWC makes about 100,000 watches a year, Moser is going to make somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 a year. So exclusivity is assured, and they break up their production by segmenting it using different dial colors and edition names. So very few of these Cosmic Green Pioneer Center Seconds were made. Metallic sunburst, you can see the graining brushed out from the center with applied and polished rhodium-plated steel indices and leaf hands to match with a counterweighted lancet-style seconds hand. There's a chapter ring or rejo outboard that can be used as your reference point in the dark for reading the individual minutes and hours. And then this center second is not in operation, but I will demonstrate that a quick turn of the screw-down crown, and we are in business. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, so being a slightly statelier beat rate, you can see the pronounced lurch and jump of that enormous seconds hand, which I love to see. We also have a stop seconds function, and I mentioned that Moser is in the German-speaking part of Switzerland, and that may lead you to think that there may be a stolid, sober, Teutonic sensibility about how they build their watches, but in fact, they love bright colors and exuberant character in their watches, and that flows from the watchmakers and product designers, but also from the CEO, Edouard Melon, who's a fun-loving guy. We've got on the case back a HMC 200 automatic winding manufacture movement. You can see here we have a tungsten rotor with a combination of beveling, media blast, and satination. We have double-crested Côte de Genève across the bridges with a handsome bevel, mostly mechanically applied, but also nicely done and very neat and attractive. All screw heads are black polished. We have engine turning on the base plate, satination across the balance bridge. Bidirectional winder, it uses a Paul-based bidirectional winding system, basically magic lever to energize a 72-hour power reserve. Look carefully and you can see the milky gray gleam of ceramic ball bearings in the rotor for greater durability, efficiency, and reduced maintenance requirements. Again, this one beats sway at 3 Hz. It's got a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for abundant shock resistance. Moser making all the tough parts of the watch, not just the easy parts of the movement like wheels and bridges and plates. No, they make the recessed bolt, variable inertia balance, the hairspring, and the escapement itself through their subsidiary Precision Engineering. And they also supply hairsprings to the industry, which makes them one of very, very, very few sources of hairsprings in the Swiss watchmaking world. It is a sports watch movement. It's built to withstand shock and to take abuse, not outright destructive abuse, but anything you could do with a Rolex or an Omega, you can do with this, and that's not always the case with independent brand watches. You could see that the bolts for changing the inertia and the moment of the balance wheel, they're actually recessed to minimize the effects of aerodynamics on the operation of the watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Pioneer Center Second Cosmic Green.